Hi, everybody. It's Rabbi Aharon again. Welcome back to Rabbi Aharon Attitude Adjustment. And today we're really going to talk seriously about attitude in the 5 minutes we have. Now, what kind of an attitude do you live your life with? Do you live a life that you think it's ups and downs, it's ins and outs, it's tough times, good times? Those are all facts of life. But the question is, what is your attitude to all of these things? If you have an attitude of gratitude, you've got the right one. Now, we've already talked about the fact that when you get up in the morning and everything in your body works, hopefully, you should be grateful for that. That's a bonus. You didn't do anything for it. You didn't even have to ask for it. It just happened for you. So let me ask you a couple other questions. When was the last time that you can remember that you had to sleep out in the freezing cold or in the blazing heat? Not that you chose to, but you had to. Chances are most of you are going to say, it hasn't happened. At least I hope that's what you're going to say. When was the last time any of you missed a meal because you couldn't eat? You didn't have the financial resources, you didn't have the food, you didn't have a friend, you had no way of getting anything to eat at all. Again, I'm going to imagine that most of you are going to say, it's a rare case if ever. And the third thing is, when was the last time you felt that you did not have clothes that you could wear so that you could go out? I'm not talking about fashion. I'm talking about warmth. I'm talking about the things that you wear that are required to keep modesty and to keep you a modest person and a clothed person and a warm person. Again, I'm going to assume that most of you are going to say that's not been the case. And those three things are what are involved in parnasa, or livelihood. Some place to eat, a place to live, and clothes to wear. And these are things we get all the time. Things we need to say thank you for. Now, this week, in the Torah, we get the Ten Commandments. Now, I'd probably come to that this week because it's an important thing, the Ten Commandments. They set a framework for how we should live our lives. So I'm going to run through some of them very quickly. Matter of fact, I'm going to run through all of them very quickly, and because there's one in particular I want to get back to. The first one, Hashem tells us that He's Hashem. Hashem is the term that He uses when He's being merciful. And He says, you shall have no other gods before Him. In other words, the buck ends right there. You have a problem, you go to Him. You need something, you go to Him. He's your Father. He's the one, He's the only one, and He doesn't want you to make a picture of Him or an image of Him. He just wants you to know He's there for you when you need Him to be there for you. Then He says, you shall not use His name in vain. Now this is a very important thing. There are some Ravs who tell us that when you come to this earth, you only have so many words you can say, and then you have to leave the earth. And that being the case, it behooves us all to watch what we say. So therefore, not using His name in vain is a good place to start. Don't use it unless you're praying, unless you're trying to reach Him, unless you're trying to talk to Him. It's not something that you want to do. It's a guide for all of the things we say. Be careful what we say. Watch what we say. Then He says, remember the Sabbath day. He gives us all a day off. Isn't that nice? You work all week. It's great. On Saturday, on Shabbat, you don't work. Not the way you work all week long. Then He says that we should honor our father and mother. This is what I'm going to come back to in a minute. It's a very good thing, just on a very, very surface level basis, but I'm going to come back to it because it's important. And that says you shall not kill, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not steal, you shall not lie about your fellow man, and you shall not covet what's his. You shall not want and desire what belongs to somebody else and is not yours. What is yours is yours, what is theirs is theirs. Now, as I said, I'm coming back to the one on honoring your parents. And I want you to listen to the way the commandment is written. You shall not take them, you shall honor your father and your mother, so that your days will be lengthened upon the land that Hashem, your God, gives you. Your days. You are the one who benefits from honoring your father and your mother. It's a good deal, isn't it? You get more because you gave more. That's also how a lot of things work as far as Torah goes. Now, that having been said, who is Hashem? Who do we refer to Him as all the time? Your Father. He's also your Father. You honor your father. You give respect to your father. He's the one who makes your body function. He's the one who gives you your parnasa, your food, clothing, and shelter. He's the one who gives you everything you have. Honor him. Say thank you. Say thank you for giving me everything in my life that I need. So when you honor your father is very happy and so much more willing to listen to the prayers that you have, to the requests that you have, and so much more willing to fulfill them for you. That having been said, I wish you all a good Shabbos. I hope this week is a very special week for you, that it draws you closer to being near Hashem, to having emunah, to understanding that just because you don't understand something doesn't mean it's not right. It just means you don't understand it yet. So have a good week. If you know somebody who would appreciate or get something from this shiur, please forward it to them. If you have a comment, please leave it. If you have a question, please leave it. And I'll get back to you just as soon as I possibly can. And for those who need even more, there's about 20 of these shiurim on YouTube at Rabbi Aharon, Aharon, Attitude Adjustment. Have a great week. God bless. All the best.